Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Sagittarius, and our card is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. So the first thing I see over here, it looks like it says OM. O-M. Beautiful sound, right? And so, yes, I get an energy of searching to center oneself, right? Getting into a place of kind of being really grounded, but your head up in the airy place so that you are, receiving clarity and eyes wide open, but not doing this out of a place of kind of wild emotionality, right? Being able to kind of slow yourself down, take it one beat at a time, and yeah, really being in that kind of, breathe. Now we also have a person standing here, and beneath the moon, so we have that lunar energy. And I love to see the lunar energy because to me, it is really this feeling of kind of the surreal. Other than our daily lives, it is when things get kind of a little bizarre in life, right? We feel a little more creative, maybe a little bit more inspired, taken out of our regular routine just a little bit, and maybe having something really special coming up for you, okay? Now, this looks like, okay, I love this image because it reminds me of one of those old desk telephones from way before my time, okay? I've probably seen one of the old ones at a museum or something, but I've seen the reproductions, and they were these beautiful telephones that would sit on your desk on a base, and it was all kind of one piece there. It had the speaking piece right in front of you, and then on the side usually it would have the earpiece that you had to hold right next to your head. And so we have a person standing here on the phone, and let's see, we have a goddess over here. It looks like maybe we even have one of the Buddhas over here. So we have this really kind of like moving towards a serene place, like really actively choosing this. Now, I think this really has a lot to do with that Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you are making an intentional decision to kind of really step outside of the stress of things and bring yourself into a place of calmness, of peace, of serenity. Now, I also think that, I think quite literally you have been talking on the phone, and I think that this is maybe part of what is the catalyst to get you into this place where you want to have a little more peace in your life. Now, I wonder if this is a sense of like going back and forth with somebody, or maybe kind of making plans, and there's a lot of phone calls and setting things up, and it's something that just feels quite overwhelming at times, maybe a little bit tedious. But we also have above here a bird, right? Right above the head. And yeah, so a message, okay? And I feel like this is kind of this gift from the universe, right? I'm going to give you a plate full of things right here to do, to accomplish, to figure out. And it's not going to be easy. And actually, as I'm saying this, it looks like there's another phone just like this one in the other hand. So I feel like it is. There's a lot of like going between things, getting something sorted, and being in this place, you know, doing the things, but in your mind you're thinking, okay, after this phone call, after, you know, maybe getting this thing scheduled or you know, having our check-in conversation or whatever it is, then I'm going to go, and then look, we also have the person sitting here in a meditative state. I'm going to go and sit quietly. Maybe I'll go out in the backyard. I'll sit at my little table. I'll look up into the trees, get a little sunshine on me, close my eyes, breathe, just let it all go, you know? And I do feel like, yeah, this is that feeling of the divine kind of stepping in, giving you a little bit of an ordeal. Now, I don't think this is necessarily a negative thing or anything that, you know, it's there. Now, it could be some kind of problem, right? You know, I thought when I was seeing this and I was thinking, oh, scheduling, maybe it's a health issue or, you know, medical things, or maybe like something with the home, you're trying to figure out how to get something fixed, but really I feel like this is something that is more along the lines of like, you know, maybe setting up some kind of visit with family, or I was thinking like maybe like some kind of event, right? Something fun and exciting going on, but you're part of the kind of planning committee. Maybe you're the whole planning committee. But it just, even when things are, you know, to be celebrated, planning the thing. Now, if you're like me, even though I'm a Virgo and we're supposed to really love planning stuff, I get so overwhelmed. I have all these ideas in my head, but actually figuring out how to get everything to work together stresses me out. I avoid hosting things as much as I can because I do not like planning. I don't like it. So, you know, I think it's kind of this bittersweet thing. But it is a blessing, you know, a blessing in some troubles. So that, yeah, it does get you back into this place of actively seeking out, you know, kind of bringing yourself into a calm place, intentionally taking time for yourself, doing whatever techniques that work for you, employing your mindfulness, okay? And I don't know about you, but when things are going really good and I have enough time and I'm sleeping enough, I don't really think about my mindfulness that much. I know that I should, and I know, you know, I also know we should just live in the moment and, you know, live as we feel naturally inclined to do so. But, you know, when things get stressful, when I feel like there's a lot going on, that's when I'm like, okay, I need to do my breathing. I need to take some time. I need to make sure I'm taking, you know, I'm one of those people, I like to take 2 or 3 showers a day because it gets me right back into a place of feeling kind of all of the stress washed away. I feel grounded. I feel centered. Sometimes I go in there for, you know, and I cry a little bit. I think about things. I'm trying to figure things out logistically in my mind, and I come out of there feeling, you know, pretty refreshed and ready to kind of conquer the next part of my day. And so, you know, it just, sometimes it takes a little bit of stress to get us back on track. Excuse me. I apologize. I'm still in my flu right now. And, you know, it's taken down the whole house. Now, the other day I had said, Paul, my husband, he's the reader over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, a magnificent talent. And, but I said, oh, he's, you know, somehow gotten away with not getting sick. My daughter and I have been sick. Well, now the poor guy, he's laid up in bed. He has been today and yesterday. And, you know, this flu just seems to be lingering as well for my daughter and I a little bit. But I do feel much better. I don't sound good. I don't know. This one's been weird because I feel so tired. I feel like I've been in a car accident, to be honest with you. Like my body hurts all over. And, you know, I don't know. So hopefully, you know, by tomorrow we'll be feeling a lot better. So anyways, back to you and your reading. We also have, it looks like an A up here. Okay, so maybe an A name. I want to turn it this way. Oh, and so we have an angel, a large angel right here. And we also have, yeah, same one. So we also have a dragon over here. And for me this year, because we're in the year of the dragon, I really do feel like every time I see the dragon, I'm like, okay, so this is an indicator of kind of the long view of this year. And as I'm looking at this, it also looks like we have a big dragon down here. So now, I kind of almost get this feeling of I always mix up, is it Michael or Gabriel and the dragon? I do feel like this year you have been struggling to, I feel just like, get on top of it, right? To feel like you're in control of this year. You are making some headway, right? But I feel like it's like, this is a perspective thing more than anything. I feel like for one reason or another, it seems like you've been really critical of yourself. I feel like from the readings I've been having for you anyways, I feel like it's been a pretty successful year thus far. I feel like you have accomplished a lot of your goals already. And I see a person standing here on top of a ball. Can you see that? So I feel immediately, I'm like, you're on the ball. But it's like, there's some reason that it's just like you have this feeling of being behind constantly. And it feels like it's overcoming. Kind of like the positive. Overtaking is what I should say. It's overtaking the positive aspects. But I feel like it's like, I'm so blessed. This is what you're like, I'm so blessed. Everything is going so much better than I even expected. But for some reason, it feels like there's something missing or there's something more that I need. And I feel like part of this, there's a sense of really not knowing exactly what it is, you know? And I think this does happen, though, to a lot of us. We accomplish the things that we think are very important, right? And maybe they are important. But we get there and it doesn't feel like we expected it to. You think it's going to be this big, exciting thing. But when you get there, it kind of is almost a sadness or feeling like I could have done better with this. So I'm thinking, you know, it's kind of this feeling of, I'm looking here at this again. Now it looks like the dragon, but it also kind of looks like a horse. Okay. It looks like we have a horse, the body, a person on top, and then a person feeding the horse. So to me, what this says, as a dragon and as a person riding a horse, a stallion, it tells me that it's really important for you to do something like affirmations, right? Mantras, maybe even something like transcendental meditation, because we did talk about kind of that meditative feeling towards going into a place of like meditative contemplation, kind of finding your own zen, all of that kind of stuff. But I feel like, yeah, it's this need or this want, this thing that is pulling you towards not only self-care, but a lot of self-love, radical self-love. I know it sounds ridiculous, and a lot of people give this advice, I think. But when you think about it, you think this is, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. But it is like standing in the mirror, looking at yourself in the eyes, and complimenting yourself. Not just your looks, right? Yeah, your looks too. But complimenting yourself, telling yourself, like, you are, you know, like, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think real quick, because even for me, this is really hard. But, like, you are intelligent. You are clever. You're the funniest person anybody has ever met. What else? You are kind and generous, and you have the capability to do whatever you put your mind to. You know, you are somebody who is practical, but also you have just wildly beautiful dreams and goals, and you know how to make that happen. You know, I don't know. Being put on the spot, dang it, I don't know. But yes, even though these things sound silly to just say to yourself, right? While we're doing it, and when we do it over and over and over, we make it part of our routine, our self-care routine. It really does start to recode your mind, your brain. Things that I like to tell myself, and this is because I really do struggle with how people perceive me. I really sometimes worry so much about that. I know it doesn't matter. Absolutely, it probably is so much different than I even imagine most of the time. But I tell myself things like, I exist so much differently in each person's mind. Every person I've ever met or I've ever talked to or has ever watched my readings, I might be such a completely different person to each one of those people, that makes me this expansive, this, like kind of multi-dimensional, like a Vedic goddess with so many faces and heads, and just so dynamic. And that gives me peace for some reason. It doesn't last forever, but that's why I have to keep doing it, right? And so finding the things, maybe taking a little piece of paper and writing down, what are the things that you feel insecure about, and be honest with yourself. You don't have to go into detail, but just a word or whatever. And then write some things about what might the reality be. Another thing, Now this one doesn't really bother me, but a lot of people my age, you know, I'm about 40, and there are a lot of people in my age group that are starting to realize, yeah, we're aging, we're getting older, right? I love it. It's like one of the great honors of my life. I never thought I would live this long. Absolutely thought I would not even see 30, let alone 40. I love aging. I love, you know, the wrinkles in my hair I do dye my hair. I'm going to admit that. I do dye my hair, but I also don't dye it that often, so it does grow out, and a lot of it is already white and gray. And I almost like wonder why I even dye it, because I like it white and gray. But I also am in this mode of I've been dyeing my hair since I was like 10 or 12 or whatever. But, you know, a lot of people around me really worried about aging, getting old, being perceived as old. And, you know, I think it's so important that we tell ourselves the story, you know, stand in front of the mirror and say, you know, I've earned these wrinkles. I've earned this gray hair. I've lived, period. You know, I've lived a life. I have lived my days. I am, not a person that is hiding away, trying to somehow, freeze myself in time. But I'm out here living a life and getting my hands dirty and, doing all the things that I've ever wanted to do or ever hoped to do. And yeah, I'm getting older, and what a blessing that is. I think just talking to ourselves this way, it could profoundly change that conditioning that we've grown up with, the conditioning that we continue to get all the time, everywhere we look, right? So, the positive self-talk. And what this does for this horse symbol, now the horse is movement, okay? The horse is vitality. The horse is that fiery thing within us that keeps us moving and going and animated and alive. And feeding into your wellness. Spiritual, psychic, emotional, physical. All of the things. Loving ourselves, taking care of ourselves by loving ourselves. Being that unconditional love. It does so much for us. And it will change how you perceive what you're doing in your life. Because really, you're a miracle. And I say that fully. You are a miracle. It's a miracle that all of these just infinite things have aligned in such a way that you are alive right now in this moment in your body, which is still functioning to whatever level, right? Is unique to you. Your consciousness is aligned with this thing. You are here experiencing this reality. It blows your mind when you think about how many things it takes to even, from nanosecond to nanosecond, to be a manifest being. So yes, you are a miracle in so many ways. It's easy to forget that. It's easy to overlook it. It's easy to just poo-poo it, right? Whatever, I'm still having trouble in my life, Lenore. Yeah, I know. And we all are. We all are. It's all relative. But I promise you, It'll be so much easier if you are spending time taking care of yourself. And I don't mean this like in, listen, in this particular reading, in this particular moment, in this context, I'm talking about taking care of your, like I said, spiritual, psychic, emotional, and it flows into your physical well-being. When we feel better about ourselves, when we feel loved by ourselves, we just experience less pain. We experience maybe more motivation, energy, agility. I believe that to be true. I'm also not licensed. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, but I believe it to be true there. Okay, let's see. We also have a goat. Oops, I just spilled that. Excuse me. Okay, we have a goat right there. And we have a person with a bird. We have a plane. So the goat to me definitely feels like it's kind of the silliness of the goat. I kind of feel like there's like I feel like you are the person, you make everybody laugh when you're like on, right? I feel like you're naturally a funny person, but like you're kind of the silly one in your family. And I wonder if you're going to be seeing family because we have the plane. So I wonder if there's going to be, maybe you're traveling. Now this could be across, continents. It could be across town, maybe down the street, whatever it is. But I think that you're going to some kind of gathering. Maybe it's friends, maybe it's family, chosen family. But you're always the one that's kind of silly and uplifting and I think people really enjoy being around you. Now we have a person with a bird. There's the bird coming in. So there's a message. I have a sense that has to do with, there's like four. Almost, I wonder if it's like April. It's something in April. Maybe April 4th. I don't know. Or maybe they were 44. I don't know what it is. 1944 maybe. But there's something, they keep saying 44. 4 and then 4. Also, there's love here. I feel like this is a family member. They have transitioned. And I feel like it's like they're not, and I'm sorry, but I don't think they're necessarily reaching out directly to you, but to like somebody in your family who they want to pay attention to them. It's like I can't get through to them, but I know I can get through to you because you're perceptive in this way. And I wonder if it's like their spouse or their adult child. I feel like somebody's name starts with a J. And I feel like there is a fire sign. Somebody, J and a fire sign. And I keep getting this feeling of like, tell them to pay attention. It's me. This is me. So I feel like they're experiencing some coincidences, but these aren't just coincidences. It's somebody reaching out to them. So if you know who this person is, if you can feel who I'm talking about, both the person who has transitioned and the person they're trying to get a hold of, let them know. Okay? Let them know. Now, we have the Wild Offering Oracle cards. And I'm just going to go ahead. We'll flip through here. And stop where it feels right. It says self-love. There we go. There we go. I love it when this happens. Show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Show me how to be kind within. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. Yeah, so that's like that, what I was saying. It changes how you feel physically. It changes how you perceive the world, experience the world, everything else. So yeah, self-love, that is your big homework. Figure it out and report back. Just kidding. I hope that you enjoy the journey because, you know, it's so important for us to really like make sure that, yeah, we're feeling as loved by ourselves as possible. And it sounds so corny. Like, I feel like 10 years ago, I would have been like, oh my gosh, Lenore, you're so corny. Like, why are you talking about this stuff? But it really, at this place in my life now, the only way that I have survived, literally have survived some of the darkest periods of my life, which were like, you know, just about 10 years ago, self-love, you know, sometimes that was the only little tiny light way out there in this black, just inky blackness. And there was a tiny little light there. And, you know, the way that I could experience spirit was through loving myself and being there for myself. And so I cannot emphasize how important it is, even if it sounds super cheesy. So, Sagittarius, I love you, and I thank you for being here with me. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. I have the post up on my community section. If you have a small business, a service, a channel, some kind of store online, or in, you know, in the wild, in real life, link it up. Okay, let people know this is what you want to share with the world. I like having these posts up so we can, and I say we because my husband has the same post up over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. So go link over there as well. I like to have them up so that, you know, it can help people grow their businesses, you know. Absolutely, we have a little platform here. My husband has a little bit bigger of a platform. I feel like there's no question, you know, if we have some people that come here and if we can help other people, you know, grow their businesses and their channels and stuff, we better make good use of this privilege that we have, and that is, you know, we can help other people. So I feel passionate about it. I love our community. I love the greater community of the spiritual work of a cult, of, you know, religious movement, and people just being in spirit, right? So absolutely, please link up your stuff, or if you don't have anything to link, go and check them out. Go support our community members. You might find some readers you really love. I know there's a lot of readers that post all kinds of other people doing different things. Go support them. You know, anybody who is putting their energy and efforts into creating, you know, gotta love it. Okay? All right. So, Sagittarius, I love you. Take care of yourself. I'm going to bed. I feel like garbage right now. That was the last ounce of energy I had. So I'm gonna go lay down for a while. And anyways, we'll talk in a few days. Good night, good night, good night.